Hey there everyone, and welcome to another Thomas the Tank Engine review video. I would call it a Thomas Wooden Railway video, but I am actually not reviewing a Thomas Wooden Railway item. I'm actually looking over a Thomas and Friends wood item, the replacement for Thomas Wooden Railway, which, of course, as people know, did have quite a number of flaws with its design, especially with the engines not being fully painted at first, but in 2019 they actually fixed that, and what I am looking over is the Thomas Wood Roundhouse. Now, this is the first Thomas Wood destination that I have gotten, and I decided to get it because, well, for one thing, it comes with a Thomas Wood Nia, which I have right here. Although you can get Nia separately, you know, like you could get a Thomas Wood Nia as a set by herself, but you would also, well, when you get the Thomas Wood shed, you would be getting Nia. So, for those of you that want to get a Thomas Wood shed, I would recommend that you don't purchase Nia before doing that. If you've already have a Thomas Wood Nia, but you don't have the Thomas Wood shed, I think you're going to have to deal with having two Nias or having to sell one Nia off. But I went with the route of getting the Thomas Wood shed because I kind of felt that it would make a good additional shed for my Thomas Wooden Railway layout, although I am currently working on my own Roundhouse, which I'm sure a number of you have seen images if you follow me on DeviantArt, and I will show how that process is going in a moment. But anyway, I will now discuss the Thomas Wood Roundhouse that you see right in front of you. Like with all of the Thomas Wood items, the Thomas Wood Roundhouse comes with new ways of connecting the track. It does come with two adapters, and I also had some other adapters which I showed off in my unboxing video, and I have also connected them onto the turntable right here so I can get the Thomas Wooden Railway track to connect. This is how it goes. Of course, if you only have one of the Thomas Wooden Railway or have Thomas Wood, and you also have the adapters, you could also just simply connect the adapters together like this or like this. In this case, I got those adapters so I could use Thomas Wood destinations with my Thomas Wooden Railway. And as I said, this set does come with a Thomas Wood Nia, and it also comes with one figure. This is a mechanic, you know, one of the repair guys, and, you know, the Thomas Wood human figures are, well, not made of wood, unlike the previous versions. Like, here is the old Thomas Wooden Railway repair people, and as you can see, it is a block of wood, and they are much taller than the new figures. The new figures are made of plastic, and they bend down like this. I'm sure that that is something that some people will like, while others probably not so much. I find it okay. I do find this an interesting little difference between the old and the new. Certainly is more size accurate. Well, not entirely, but you know, much shorter, seems more realistic, while the older figures were much taller, and it just did not seem right in comparison. And as for Nia right here, she is an orange tank engine that came from, I think, is it Kenya? Yeah, I think I think so. That is the country that she is from. She debuted in the special Big World, Big Adventures. Thomas met her during his adventure around the world, and they traveled all around the world, all the way up to the point where they arrived back on Sodor. And then after that, Nia said that she didn't have a home anymore, because apparently the shed that she had in her old country was no longer there, and Thomas invited her to stay on Sodor. And she's been on Sodor ever since then. But it's quite a shame that they didn't show on screen Sir Topham Hatt meeting with Nia. Like, I'm pretty sure that it would be Thomas saying, "Sir, I have this new engine. Her name is Nia. Can she stay on Sodor?" And Sir Topham Hatt would say, "Oh, sure she can." Yeah, because, you know, Big World, Big Adventures, as in the special, not the 22nd season of Thomas and Friends, which I think is actually going to continue on for season 23 as well, because I think that they're still going to be doing the Around the World episodes, because I think there were a couple of episodes for season 23 that were confirmed to be taking place in other countries, just like some of the episodes in season 22. So I think that they are going to be continuing the worldwide adventure episodes, which doesn't really make much sense to me, considering that those episodes were supposed to take place during the special Big World, Big Adventure, so how could there be so many of those specials that happen, or those many episodes that happen during that time? Because surely that would probably take quite a long time, and I'm pretty sure that, well, I'm not quite sure what to say exactly. It's kind of a bit difficult to understand. But anyway, so Nia, of course, being a 2019 wood engine, she is fully painted on. There were actually images that showed her in the prior version where the Thomas Wood engines were not painted completely, but the thing here is that there was an image that showed this roundhouse right here, and it did show Nia in the not completely painted form, but that actually ended up not getting released because of the overhaul that was going on with them having the engines be fully painted instead of having them not be fully painted like with the years prior, because of complaints that fans and parents had made in regards to the not completely painted models. Nia has these interesting patterns, very decorative, and she has the number 18 on her side, which I think is supposed to refer to the fact that she was introduced in 2018, which is very interesting. And of course she also has her name on the bottom, just as they all do, and that there is Nia. Now the turntable right here, there's also this section that is actually reattachable. You can just take that off, and you know, the end of the shed, well, the end of the turntable right here, they also can come off. And you know, because of how the Thomas Wood models are very short, such as having the tender engines be made much shorter, like with Rebecca right here, you know, her short size makes her a perfect fit to go onto the turntable right there. But the problem here is that if you have a much longer engine from the Thomas Wood and Railway line, such as Gordon, you can't fit him onto the turntable. And that is unfortunate for older fans that have the Thomas Wood and Railway items, and they get the Thomas Wood shed, and they can't fit some of the engines onto this turntable, because with the Thomas Wood designs, even the longer engines are reduced down to this size. So if I had a Thomas Wood Gordon, he would fit onto this turntable just fine, but the Thomas Wooden Railway Gordon is much too long to fit onto the turntable, so yeah, that is unfortunate. Now, that's not to say that not every Thomas Wooden Railway engine can fit onto the turntable. Some can, like Stepney right here. This is a Thomas Wooden Railway Stepney, and Thomas Wooden Railway engines can fit into this shed, but not all of them can fit onto the turntable, unfortunately. So, now that I showed you the outside part of this roundhouse, let's take a look on the inside, shall we? Here we are at the back of the Thomas Wood Roundhouse, and I do already have some engines in here. I have Stanley, Duck, Oliver, Fergus, and Stepney. They are pretty much all just random engines that I had that I put into this shed right here. I actually have Nia staying at another shed along with the rest of the current Steam team, the Steam team that has Nia and Rebecca as part of the team, with Edward and Henry both leading Tidmouth sheds, as shown in Season 22. Did I say 18 earlier? Season 18? If I did, I apologize, but, you know, sometimes I just make a few mistakes. And I just don't realize them. But anyway. Over at the back, we have this little thing right here, where we have a paintbrush, a large brush, and a wrench, and they are all connected by these ropes, or these little strings right here. Although they can get tangled up very easily, as you can see right here. I think I got this one untangled. But yeah, that is another flaw that this shed has. That the tools could just get tangled in the strings right there. There is also this upper section, which does have an opening flap over on the top, which is presumably the place where the workman stays. I guess this is either his home or he stays here overnight during his job. And on the table right here is, let me get a better look. Yeah, like there's a plate of fruit, a pizza, a sandwich. Come on, get into focus. And I think a map of the island of Sodor. And over here is a bed, and a clock, an alarm clock, and I'm not quite sure what this is supposed to be. And you can also see designs on the inside of the shed. You know, the interior design. That is actually quite good. They actually did interior designs to show you know, some detail inside of the shed. And something I've just noticed is a model of Thomas as he originally looked like when he was first made by the Reverend W. Audrey. Yeah, that was how Thomas originally looked when he was first made. Well, not in universe, but you know, in real life when he was first made, that was what he looked like. So that's a nice little nod right there. Now on to my closing thoughts, and here's the what the flap looks like. Sorry that you couldn't see it there earlier. I thought it was already on the camera. But anyway, now for my closing thoughts, and that would be, would I recommend this roundhouse? Would I recommend that you purchase this roundhouse as part of, you know, your collection, your Thomas Wooden Railway collection, your Thomas Wood collection? Well, if you are a fan of Thomas Wooden Railway, but you don't like the Thomas Wood so much, I guess you probably would not enjoy this roundhouse right here, but you know, with the improvements that they've been doing with the Thomas Wood line, it's going along okay. But you know, there is also the flaw that I showed earlier about how longer tender engines cannot fit onto the turntable, since the tender engines that would have been as long as Gordon, as I have just shown earlier, have been reduced down to size. That is pretty much a problem. And and another thing that I didn't mention before is that the Roundhouse actually has a unique way of connecting to the turntable, so you can't connect just anything to the piece of track. It has to be this turntable right here. So that was something that I did not even know about until I actually got this set. So thank you so much for watching, and now I will show you the custom Roundhouse that I have been working on. So here's the custom Roundhouse that I am currently working on. It is a Roundhouse that is made out of cardboard, and if you will notice on the roof of it, this is a Roundhouse that is made from the box that the Superstation came in. And I just used duct tape or packing tape. You know, I think it's packing tape, actually, the kind that you can actually see through. But anyway, I used the packing tape to get the walls connected, and just recently I've gotten the parts on the roof added on right there. And I also cut out these doors for the engines to go in and out of. And I also cut out windows right there. Now, I will go into more detail when I actually show the finished project, but this is just a little sneak peek of what I am doing. The finished project will actually have paint on it, and I will actually put some tape over the windows right here. At the moment, you know, you can put your finger right through them, but the finished project is going to have tape over on the windows, so you can actually see through it like proper windows. And the roof is actually removable, because I want to be able to get inside of the shed. And here's the track that the engines all roll on, as you can see right there. And the whole reason why I started making this custom Roundhouse is because, well, for one thing, the Roundhouse in the actual TV series can hold up to 7 engines, but the actual Roundhouses released in the Wooden Railway line can only hold 5 engines. And I just thought that that was unrealistic. Even the Thomas Woodshed only could hold 5 engines, and I just thought that it would be more show accurate if there was a spot for all 7 engines. So that right there is a little preview of this custom Roundhouse. I will go into more detail once I have it all finished up, and, you know, go over some of the details again and some of the new details I haven't gone over in this video right here. But anyway, I just thought that I'd give that little sneak peek of that, and I hope to see you again in my next video. Bye for now.